Hello. You've finally woken up. You must be feeling lost and confused right now, unsure of where you are and who I am. Don't worry, I'm here to help you. I need to tell you something that might be hard for you to hear, but it's important that you know. This isn't the first time this has happened. You've woken up with no memory before. Every night, your memory is reset. You cannot remember yesterday or any day before that. After a failed suicide attempt, you went through a lot of stress, and that's why you can't remember things. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. My apologies. My name is Marana. Your mom hired me to look after you, as every night you wake up oblivious to the world around you. My role is to be a beacon in the early hours, to help you navigate through the confusion. Of course, I am also here to assist you in regaining your memory. By the way, my duty is to provide you with a guide on what to do when I'm not around, and where to find essential items. Here, this is the guide. As you can see, it's a bit worn out since you've used it prior. In case of emergencies, the first aid kit is in your cabinet at the very bottom. You'll instantly recognize it. It looks like a typical first aid kit. Just to be on the safe side, I've sketched a picture of it here in the guide, so you can be sure you've found the right box. To get to the kitchen, you will need to leave your room, walk straight down the corridor, then take a left. That's where you'll find the kitchen. If something happens to either of us, dial 911. That's the number for emergency services. The phone is switched on and fully charged. You've always had a knack for figuring out how to use it, so I'm sure you won't have any issue. What else was there? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, right. If you have to call an ambulance, you'll need to know your address. It's 4 Buttiff Street, Arc City. It might be a bit challenging to remember right now, so I understand. However, everything I have just told you is written down on this note. Please. Great. You're doing very well. Now, to add a little joy to the moment, I've prepared something special for you. I cooked your all-time favorite dish, toast with egg. It's important to fuel your body. After eating, I can give you a tour around your room and help you discover more about your life that's been temporarily forgotten. So don't rush yourself. Eat at your own pace. I'll be here. Well, since you're done with your meal, we have one more thing to do. You'll need to take these pills. They're antidepressants. They've been prescribed by a doctor to keep any panic attacks at bay. Without them, things could become difficult, and I don't want that for you. I don't want to appear as if I'm forcing you to take some strange pills, especially if you are uncomfortable. That is not my intention. While it's a condition for me to be able to show you the room, the decision is completely yours. Just so you know, regardless of your choice, I will still guide you around the room. And I understand if you choose not to take them. Will you take these pills or not? I had faith you would make the right choice. You'll need to take 2 pills to ensure everything goes smoothly. I know it might sound a bit daunting. Nothing adverse will happen. Here, just take them with water and let them do their job. I've noticed a shift in your gaze. Are you Please, you must tell me if the antidepressants are affecting you adversely. Okay then. The next thing we need to do is explore your room. However, I see that it will be difficult for you to get up, and you'll certainly need my assistance. Give me your hand so I can help you rise. I understand that you are curious and have many questions. Let's do a question and answer session before we check out your room. Choose your questions carefully, because I won't answer them a second time. Of course, you can save and revisit these questions, but where's the thrill in that? Trust your initial instinct. That's so. What do you want to know? Well, I can't tell you straight away. And you have a loving mother, your own room. I believe you should have valued this more. You even had friends and popularity. In some ways, you were fortunate in life. However, that's just my opinion. Sorry, you can only come to understand the reasons for your actions by going through your diary. Only then will you better understand yourself. Right now, we are in the question phase, and soon we'll move to the room. Do you have any other questions? You probably wanted to ask how it all used to end. At the end, you just fall asleep again. So we'll spend the whole day here, and by lunchtime, you'll sleep. When you wake up, you will again remember nothing, but progress is made each time. Your psychiatrist says that it will end as soon as you come to terms with your past. Do you have any other questions? I'm not even sure whether to take that as a compliment or if, in your understanding, strange means unconventional, then I am actually quite impressed. I always want to make an intriguing impression. Not a pleasant one, but an interesting one. Because to leave a pleasant impression on people, you often have to just nod along with them. You're probably wondering about my makeup, right? I love to experiment with my face and try out different looks. So far, this is my favorite. You should enjoy life and do what you like without worrying what others think. Want to wear weird makeup? Go for it. Want to wear odd gloves? Put them on. Yes, people might give you odd looks, and yes, they might judge, but so what? People who pass you by won't remember you in 10 minutes. And I won't stress about it. Those unfortunate 2 minutes of judgment. It's true what they say. Do you have any other questions? For now, unfortunately, I can't. It's personal. All I can say is that it was an unfortunate accident. That's all you can know. All right, that's enough questions from you. Let's move on to inspecting the room. Well, I'll step back now, and you can hover the cursor and click on the items that interest you. Another poster, but this one you bought when you were a bit older. You were a fan of anime, it seems? But since you were a child, you mostly watched romance. I understand you. I was the same. Only later do you realize that such things don't happen. Or do they? Maybe just don't lose hope. Anything can happen in the future, right? But that's not really important. Later, you regretted buying the poster, but you can't take it down because it would ruin the wallpapers. This is the plant your mom gave you for your birthday. It's surprising it's still alive after so long. Just kidding. It's really because you've always taken such good care of it. Good job. Lately, with your health troubles, it's your mom who's been looking after it mostly. This is the coziest place on the planet. Oh God, if it were up to me, I would sleep in bed. I know it's not much different from death, but I love dreaming, so death is not an option. Though who knows? Maybe we really do dream after we die. Think about it. But let's not talk about me, right? It's about you. This is the bed you sleep in. Usually, you just lie there and stare at the ceiling. As a child, it seemed you had fun glow-in-the-dark stickers that you would gaze at for a long time when you couldn't sleep. This is a poster of a rock band you liked as a child. You know, you used to buy these posters and stick them up. At least this poster still hangs here, reminding you of your childhood and how you were a huge fan of this band. I think removing the poster is not a good idea. It would take off the wallpaper as well, ruining the look of your apartment. You can continue looking around the room. I should start by saying that all information I'll share comes from your mother. This is your laptop. You enjoyed listening to audiobooks and playing games. You also used the laptop for your studies. You even made friends online to play games with. This laptop is like an extension of you. You practically spent all your time on it. As soon as you left school, you initially spent a lot of time on your laptop. Apparently, you were attempting to isolate yourself from reality and its consequences. But soon after, you grew tired of it and stopped playing video games. I'm not sure if it was a good or bad decision, but it definitely changed your life a bit. By the way, you can look into your laptop and see what's there. Well then, take a seat in the chair and you can take a look. Well, do you have... Yes, you really did. As you can see, not every story has a happy ending. But you're always trying to make stories with happy endings, like those in movies. I think the story with the ballet dancer shouldn't have ended like that. That ending was so stupid. Like, what? Why? The story could have ended when Alara realizes the memories are fading and she's not happy anymore. The part about her finding a new love interest is so far-fetched. But the other stories? I really enjoyed them. You're a good writer, I think. Oh, no. I just confessed to looking at your laptop. Sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm just... Or I go to internet forums. They're funny, I think. Sorry, again. But since you don't have much information on your laptop anyway, you can continue looking around the room. This is your diary, the most important thing you have. But since you've clicked on it, you definitely need to read it. I won't disturb you during this time. Read at your own pace. If you want to share your emotions after reading, I'll be glad to listen. Oh my god, how can someone be— Just can't anymore. Where is your intelligence? How can someone be like that? Haven't you tried thinking? I am not real, and even a fool would understand that, right? Even someone who hit their head 100 times could figure that out. But the nonsense in the diary that you made up, I understand it's a very sad story, but even this sad story is made up by you. Why invent such a tragic story for yourself? For you hate the truth, don't you? Well, think about it again. The truth is, you never had any friends. You didn't have a Rhea or a boyfriend. You made them up. Just like you made. Practically everything you wrote in the diary is not true, but fiction. You write in your diary about how your boyfriend and your friend ignored the fact that you... What nonsense. Think if you really had friends and a boyfriend, they would... That sounds illogical. Very illogical. Do you really think they wouldn't visit you if you suddenly disappeared? Something like, oh, my best friend disappeared without telling me anything, and... Or, yes, I love her, but she disappeared and I'll just... Don't tell me you actually believe they would continue their lives with you. Even considering that you're in school and you are practically children who can't do anything in this situation, well, they would try to find you. Something might have happened to you. Do you understand what I mean? But unfortunately, all of this is just reality. You're just a lonely girl with schizophrenia and a bunch of psychological... You've had this illness since childhood. You didn't go to kindergarten or school because of it, and your mom kept you at home. You hardly saw the sunlight in your life. Not that it's her fault. She was scared to let you out among people. Your father left your family not because of some student he found, but because of you, and you know it. You've gotten too caught up in your own play. I'm leaving. Stay by yourself and enjoy the solitude, since...
Why are you so afraid? Can't even. Am I that? You're insulting me with this kind of... If you don't turn around, I am 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Good girl. I thought that you were really stupid, but I see some progress. Oh, well, well. Did you get lost, dear? It must have been... I understand you like no one else. It's okay. Sooner or later, this was bound to happen. What you see is your mother. Yes. Who did this to her, you ask? You did. Well, you just said something quite... But to you, I am... Believe her. I don't need your trust. You're a sick person. It's all your fault that your mother has been decomposing for a week on... If it weren't for you, and you... But personally, I think it's better to kill yourself than to live a life like yours. Ah, wait. Your look. You don't just disbelieve me. Well, you could have said so straight away. I will gladly show and tell you everything. was a regular evening, and you had a fight with your mom. You had been arguing quite a bit, but at some point, your mom began to lose her mind with anger towards you. Perhaps she said more, but all you can... Let's talk more about how exactly you killed her. You don't remember? With that face, still filled with... Honestly, you hesitated at first, but after... I was telling you to do it at that moment. You know, and at one point, after mustering a great deal of courage, you took a last breath before... Boom! Your mom had no opportunity to grasp. But wait, what happened next? Your mom looked at you, not fully comprehending what... Or maybe you wanted to... Your mom chased after you, not understanding. You're in the kitchen. But there's a difference. You're standing next to a branded, huge, sharpened knife. Your mother, naturally, she tells you, don't do anything stupid. With a trembling, frightened voice. You, like a complete... That's very much your style. Suddenly, your expression turned hateful, and you stopped crying. Before that, your mom tried to say something, to apologize, but you didn't hear those words. And what do you think happened next? I think you know and suspect what happened next. You plunged blood under pressure from the heart. Can enter the bronch. This can occur if the injury creates a passage between the heart cavity and the large vessel. I'm mentioning this because after a few seconds of shock, but you just watched it all emotionless. Moreover, as she pleaded with you to help, you began to finish her off with the knife, and you laughed. With difficulty, you dragged her body to a room. Later, you washed the blood off the... You propped a rag against the door to stop the smell of the corpse from spreading. You're probably...
Wake. Do you really think that sleep will solve all? Sleep only helps to... You're probably thinking that it would be better to not wake up at all. Because I suffer from the fact that you're alive. Forget it. You can't help me anyway. I thought there were no situations in life, but your situation, there is. It's chosen when people think there's no other way. I'm speaking honestly, putting aside the image you've created. You just wanted to be healthy. Have so many kids have these things, but don't appreciate them because you, a lonely child, you're actually smart and pretty. Unfortunately. unfortunately. And soon, you won't be able to distinguish imagination from reality. I feel like I should help you, even though you want to see me as a monster. It may seem untrue, but in the deepest corner of your soul, you wanted to be scared at that time. You wanted adrenaline? I don't know. In any case, monsters won't bother you anymore. And I'm sorry for yelling at you earlier. I don't know what came over me. I didn't mean to. I just wanted to help. We're alone now. I know what you've been through, and you must. Like whose corpse is lying in the room? I'll tell you right away. I'm just your imagination, and I can't distinguish reality from. You must be feeling terrible, right? Let's go outside instead. Fresh. It's night now, and the sky is like you've hardly ever gone outside before because of your illness. How do you like the... What? It feels like the stars are trying to talk to us. They twinkle so fast, as if they're sending a signal. Or, just kidding, just kidding. And the night air smells so wonderful. Don't you agree with me? And I'm so good, but unfortunately, it's not about you, about your dreams, regret. It's very sad for me to say this, but the end is no. And I think you I'm selfish, trying to sweet talk you, but I think you also believe this is the way out. I knew you'd answer like just saying that, but deep down I know how you feel because I am you. It's strange. I wanted to talk to you, but I don't know how to start the conversation. I guess I'm too anxious, and I don't know how to help you. There's nothing in the world that would help you, and you're not alone. You always talk to me when you wanted to get something off your chest. You're a kind person and I know you have no one to talk to. Even your mother, Video games will never fill the void inside you, and I understand how sometimes. Even in the event of your death, there's no one who would cry for you, right? Usually it's only family and close ones who hold you. I wish I could take your hand, the younger version of you, that version of you that still doesn't quite understand. Imagine your life if that were true. You would have a friend, a boyfriend, it's what you always wanted more than... Though these are simple things, people on the internet, they don't quite fill the void you... Some just disappear without a trace. They delete their account forever, or they just remove you. They start ignoring you, as if you were never absolutely everyone. No one will stay with you, and though you, if I remember correctly, really cared for them. Sometimes it seems that all people are cruel by nature. They will betray you at the right moment to make it even more painful. Io was such an example for you. That's her. Because of your amnesia, you probably don't. Perhaps it's for the best, but I still need to tell you. When you were a teenager, you actually had many friends online, and since you were children, you shared everything that became friends with Io shortly before your 13th birthday. You became practically best friends. Everyone had problems, and you worried about Io, and when she was at the toughest moment of life and death. But obviously she didn't do that for you. She just deleted her account at some point when you wrote to her about your problem. Since you knew her by heart, you easily found her. She added all the friends from the previous page there. All. I can't imagine what you felt looking at this. Ask what's wrong. Maybe there was a mistake. Even if she didn't want to support you, you still... That's how lonely you were. I think this has greatly affected you. You still, after years, follow her social network. I don't know if you're happy for her, or sad, or hate her. feel for her. I thought about it too. It's just, no, I'm always here to listen to you. Even if I'm fictional and a figment of your imagination, I really want to take care of you. I don't know. You're asking an imaginary friend what's real and what's fiction. Are you really okay? Well, then you're not sure. If there really is a person there, you can't save them anyway. Enjoy the last. Don't make me laugh. Many want it, but only for the better? That's a subjective concept. Even so, everyone has different standards. What seems for the better to you might seem for the... Not at all. Every person is different. Someone engages in charity, and for them, it's... Me? Well, you came up with quite the... Whatever you come up with, that... Are you kidding? Can you imagine me in that doctor's attire? What kind of doctor? That... Yes, I remember. My hands are burnt. That's why I wear gloves. A fire. Don't you feel... Thanks for the compliment, but because you still can't decide who I am for you, you don't know yourself. How? To distinguish, you need to think. Assume something. Think critically. What? Only in the end will you find out what. No, it shouldn't. You're liberating both yourself. We can't talk like this forever. Okay, let's go. What happened? Why did you stop? What are you... Why? A sensible decision. For freeing me. For no longer having to be... You're welcome. You imagined me to behave this way, didn't you? Apparently, you desperately wanted... Are you... No. How can everything be good for you? You will never cure yourself. Even if theoretically possible, you would still have mental disorders that would still serve as a catalyst for... Me too. I love you just the way you are. I wish I was real too. I understand, but not all people are bad. There are real people who will support you. You just haven't. They might be out there right now. Maybe they're also going through difficulty. You're just lonely. You just have to step out of your comfort zone. Go outside. Enjoy the moments. Nature. Without making excuses for yourself. Without seeing yourself as the problem. If you like to come up with stories, you should find people who are also interested in that. People are social beings. They need an... Of course you're comfortable with me, because I behave the way you want me to.